Hey, Heart Seekers, welcome to the Heart's Hello Show, where our hearts are the foundation of our well being and happiness. I am your host, Keona Talana. Can I just be totally honest, transparent, and vulnerable with you all today? I didn't feel like pressing play to record this episode. I was just in one of my moments, I was in my head, and I didn't feel like pouring out. I didn't feel like talking about today's topic. And when I realized what the topic was, it all began to make sense. So, for those of you all who may have missed last week's episode, I gave you a word that's going to be the basis for this year, which is to refine. And I gave you an acronym for refine. R being renew your mind. See how that was fitting? E, embrace challenges. F, focus on progress. I, improve continuously. N, nurture your thoughts. E, elevate your purpose. So when I say that I have been in my head all day today, and when I opened up my laptop to remember what it was that this episode was to be about, it is only fitting that I would be struggling with my thoughts today. Because being able to renew your mind is something that you have to continuously do. In addition to the fact that you have to realize when you are in your thoughts, when you are just maybe in your feelings, when you just can't get out of your head. And you have to also figure out what is it that will cause you to get out of those thoughts. What is it that is going to cause you to shift your mindset? And so today, we're going to be talking about renewing your mind. Yes, I know that I said that I didn't necessarily want to press play today, but I realized that I not only have a responsibility to myself, but I have a responsibility to each and every one of you all who tune in week after week, looking for, ready to receive the information that I share. So when I tell you all that I don't just get on here and share with you something that I have no clue about or how it feels, I literally sat on the couch today because I could not get out of my thoughts. I had to figure out a way to get out of this thinking. And to be totally honest, I was just sitting here and I'm like, I feel lonely. And sometimes this may be you, I don't know, but you go and go and go. You're working, you're building your business, you're in relationships, but that sometimes you still can feel lonely. You still have this space of that there's something missing. And so, although that's where I was today, I had to realize that it happens to feel the feel, but then keep it moving because I have a responsibility that I have to show up. And sometimes you have to be able to press through. And so I'm glad that I had this time because not only real time am I going through my thoughts, but I'm also going through this refining process with you all. So yeah, today, let's dive into how we can renew our mind. Again, I'm super excited because each and every one of us are in different spaces in our journey called life. And so it is indeed true that transformation begins with the renewal of our mind. So in order for us to grow into who we are meant to be, we must first let go of the thoughts that no longer serve us. So if I'm sitting here thinking about whatever it was that I was thinking about, why was I thinking it? Is it something there that no longer serves me, that I'm still holding on to, or something that I am still attached to that I need to let go of? See, I have to, and you have to choose to see yourself, your life, and your potential through a lens of possibility, not limitation. So I can say that I was sitting there thinking about, okay, it's the first of the month, things are due, bills are due. All of these things I've shared with you all that were part of a reduction in workforce. So I'm still in this mindset of, when is the job offer going to come through? Just all of these things that each and every one of us go through at some point in life. But each day is our opportunity to think differently and to embrace a mindset that aligns with the person that we are becoming, not the one that we have outgrown. So I need us to think about and begin to refine our thoughts, to begin to renew our mind, and everything else will follow. So I need you to just think about what you were thinking about today. What are some of the things that have been pressing on your mind? Some of those things that have been weighing on you. Some of you all will realize that when life is really lifing and you may be stressed out, you begin to feel it in your body. Me, I'll begin to feel it in my neck. I'll be like, okay, what is it that I am thinking too hard about? What is it that I am stressing about? And if you really sit and you understand your body and you understand you'll recognize when these things begin to creep up and how you can begin to attack them before they get too far gone. Because have you ever sat down and you have just allowed your thoughts to wander? You end up in a place where you're like, how the heck did I get here? How is it that I am in this space? What is it? What happened for me to get here? So I need us to think about what we think about. I know it sounds crazy, but we have to be able to understand our thought patterns. We have to understand when we talk to certain people, how do we feel afterwards? It's all part of us being able to renew our mind. Renewing our mind about our relationships, renewing our minds about our careers, renewing our minds about our businesses, renewing our minds about how we are going to get healthy, renewing our mind. It all starts with a mindset. It all starts with a pattern interrupt that has to take place. So you will hear people say when they're in a space, they need to be around music. Or they need to be, like for me, I have to be around water. It's something about it. But you begin to understand you in ways to figure out what is it that you need. And whatever it is that you need, you begin to feed yourself that. So if it's music, whatever type of music it is, turn it on. Turn it loud. Begin to dance. Because now you are no longer thinking about whatever the heck you were thinking about. And you are shifting your energy towards something else. What is the saying? Wherever energy goes, energy flows. So if you're thinking about positive thoughts, if you're thinking about joy and happiness and singing along, or whatever that may be, that is where your energy is now going to flow to. So we have to renew our minds. The meaning of just being able to renew our minds is to change the way of thinking, to replace old limiting beliefs with new empowering ones. It's not just about our positive thinking, but about a complete shift in how we view ourselves, our circumstances, and our potential. I was having in one of my thoughts today where I'm preparing my 2025 calendar for what this business is going to look like. And I'll be totally honest, I felt overwhelmed because in my mind, where I currently am, I'm like, how am I going to do this? But I had to realize that I can't stay focused in on how I'm going to do it. I have to put the work in so that I begin those little small steps, which is that progress, which is that consistency, which is that intentionality where it may not seem like a lot right now, but those little things become accumulative to something big. So even when I shared with you all that I didn't necessarily feel like pressing play for this episode, I had to realize that I have put out an episode each week for a little over a year now. And so not only would I be disappointing you all, I would be disappointing myself. I would be putting a pause into what I have been so consistent with. And so I don't know when the very person that I may need in my business decides that they want to go and listen to a new episode that I've said that I put out every Tuesday, and there isn't one there. What does that look like for me in my business? So renewing your mindset sometimes means just doing things that you don't necessarily feel like doing in the moment, but you realize and you recognize where it is that you're getting ready to go, and you have to. Everything is not going to be easy. All of the stars are not always going to align. But sometimes you have to press through. And so I'm excited about where you all are because you're understanding your patterns. You're understanding who you are. You're understanding that when you show up as the authentic version of yourself, and I'm not saying that you have to press through every situation, because there are going to be things that you can just say no to. There are going to be things that you can just move to another day. But then there are going to be certain things that you realize that if you procrastinate on this, if you push this, what will happen? What will be the outcome of that circumstance? So our thoughts are the foundation of our actions. Have you ever just thought about, oh, I don't want to do anything today? And you kept telling yourself that, oh no, I'm not doing that. I'm not going to do it today. The more you begin to tell yourself that, the more you begin to talk yourself out of what you really need to do. So, oh, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. Guess what? You don't. When you say that you're going to set that goal, oh, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And you don't. All of those times that you said, oh, I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to go to, no, you don't. Because subconsciously, you have already told yourself what you are not going to do. So remember, I've shared with you all that you are with you all day long. And although you may not open your mouth and talk, you are talking to yourself all day. So our thoughts shape our actions, decisions, and ultimately our outcomes. So if you believe that you're not good enough, you'll make choices based on that belief. But when you begin to renew your mind, shifting your thoughts towards your potential, your actions begin to reflect that change. So we have to change the way that we think. We have to change the way that we talk to ourselves. We have to change the way that we allow others to talk to us. We have to change the way that we listen to certain things. It could be music. But what exactly is getting into your ear gate? Because all of those things shape your actions. So we have to break free from our old patterns. And as we begin to break free from those old patterns, we're breaking free from negative cycles. When you're stuck in your old thought patterns, thinking that you may not be smart enough to do something or you're not worthy enough to do something, it's like you trying to walk through life with a blindfold on. Because you're always in your mind, you're thinking that, no, I can't do it. Nope, I can't do it. Nope, I can't do it. So renewing your mindset removes the blindfolds and helps you to see your new possibility. So I know that we talk about all of these things, but what's the action? What is it that we can do to start the process of renewing our minds? The very first thing is your daily affirmations. Remember, you are with you all day long, and you have to be able to speak life into you. You can't always be thinking that someone else is going to show up and speak positively about you. You speak over your own life. You should be the very first person that speaks over you. So your affirmations are your simple but powerful tools. Write down some positive statements about who you want to become and repeat them every day. Over time, you'll start to believe those truths and act accordingly. So it could very well just be, I am capable of growth and worthy of success. I am capable of growth and worthy of success. I am capable of growth and worthy of success. The more you begin to speak into your life, you will even begin to hear yourself say the affirmation differently. And I'll give you a bonus to that. Say it in front of a mirror. See yourself saying it. Speak over yourself. Talk to yourself. The second thing is we have to challenge those limiting beliefs. So every time you catch yourself thinking a limiting thought, like I'm not good enough, pause and challenge it. Ask yourself, is this really true? Most of the time it's not. So where did that thought even come from? So my encouragement to you is to write down one limiting belief this week and replace it with a positive, empowering truth. It's a lie. It's a lie. But until you recognize the lie and shift it, you're going to begin to believe the very lie. So again, number 2 is challenge that limiting belief. Number 3, mindset shifts through gratitude. If you can't think of anything to be thankful for, the fact that you are listening to me, that means you can hear me, right? Be thankful for the fact that you can hear. Be thankful for the fact that you opened your eyes today. Be thankful for the fact that when you reach to turn on a switch in your house, that your electricity came on. Be thankful for the fact that you went to your refrigerator to take something out to eat. There are so many things that you can be thankful for that we just kind of go throughout our day, and we are so used to things just being the way that they are, but not realizing that you have to be thankful and grateful. So gratitude is going to be one of the quickest ways for you to renew your mind. When you focus on what's going right rather than what's going wrong, your whole perspective shifts. So your action step to this, start your gratitude journal and list 3 things you are grateful for every morning to begin your day with positive thoughts. Again, your number 1, thank you for being able to see another day. Somebody else doesn't have that same testimony. So that's a given. That's your number 1. Just be thankful that you open your eyes. Number 4, meditate on positive scriptures or mantras. See, your meditation can help you clear your mind and focus on the right things. Whatever your scripture may be, meditate on it. Meditate on it. So your action step, spend 5 minutes each morning or evening in quiet meditation focusing on positive thoughts or scriptures. I'll give you one. A positive verse could be Philippians 4:8. It encourages you to focus on things that are true, noble, right, and pure. If that's not renewing your mindset, I don't know what is. So those are going to be the 4 things that we can do each and every day. They don't take long, but are you willing to do them? I said it last week that we cannot just be hearers, but we also have to be doers, because the action step is going to get us to what it is that we say that we want. Showing up each and every week, listening to me talk, and I appreciate you listening, but I would rather you do the work, because doing the work is what's going to refine you. Doing the work is going to get you closer to the goal that you have set. Doing the work is going to have you to be the authentic version of yourself that you truly want and desire. That's my goal each and every week when I get on here, that you will be the authentic version that you truly want, and that you don't have to show up in each and every room that you go into as a different version of you. If they like you, they like you. If they don't, they're not your people. And that's okay. So I need to let you know that there is so much impact that takes place when you are renewing your mind. The transformation that takes place from renewal. Once you begin to shift your thoughts, you'll notice that your entire outlook begins to change. You'll take bolder steps. You'll overcome challenges with more confidence, and you will find peace in situations that once caused you anxiety. That's the goal. Small tweaks, small steps, tiptoe if you have to. But we have to get to work. So I gave you 4 things for you to do each and every day. Now, it's your decision that you make. You have a choice. Have been given free will if you choose to accept the assignment or not. But what I can promise you is that if you take the necessary time to do the work, this time next year, you will not recognize who you have become. Because that person that will begin to emerge will be that person that you have been longing for all of this time. And they're already on the inside of you. That's the greatest part of it. It's already there. Everything you need is already there. Just has to be fine-tuned. Has to be refined. So today, you all, we talked about the power of renewing our mind. And in the first step in refinement process, I'm hoping that you learn why it matters and how it leads to the transformation and the practical steps that I have provided you with today. And I want to challenge you to start one of these action steps. If you don't do all 4, do one. Whether it's writing down your affirmations, practicing gratitude, meditating, or on positive thoughts. Whatever it is, pick one and do it. And next week, We'll dive into the letter E, embracing challenges. And we'll talk about how facing discomfort head on can refine us into the person that we are meant to be. So I'm excited for each and every one of you all. I'm excited about the journey that you're going on individually, but I'm excited about the adventure that we are on together. And so I just want to thank you for another adventure of the Hearts Hello Show, where together we embrace vulnerability, we learn from each other, and we spread love, one heartfelt hello at a time.